Hello, John.
Hello.
Thank you for being with us here. I'd just like to ask you a few questions. What, in your view, are the benchmarks for Mahout training that need to be set if elephant tourism is to be developed successfully?
We would like to get a more scientific understanding of elephants' needs. I can't speak for India, but in Thailand we have a situation where the Mahouts, although again they live with their elephants, they don't seem to have a great idea of elephants' actual needs, particularly psychological needs. That an elephant needs friendship, it needs some freedom, it needs other elephant company. They know, of course, an elephant needs food and water, but I think find a way to teach the Mahouts that elephants' other needs, have them more appreciative perhaps of wild.
So that would create a closer bond if they understood the elephant's needs, and probably be easier for them to handle the elephant.
Yes, certainly. That's yes. It's the bond. The bond is key, and working very closely together, and knowledge of elephants' emotional needs, I think.
So that actually brings me to the question about, in the light of the recent negative reports about some instances of animal tourism. What are the challenges of changing the mindset of people who are actually looking after elephants, so that it could help in elephant tourism?
One of the things we're doing in Southeast Asia, so far Myanmar and Thailand and Laos, is to try and teach what's called target training, positive reinforcement training. And we have a series of workshops where, again, when we bring the Mahouts, we bring the vets and the managers into our workshops, or we go to them. We don't preach to them that their tradition is bad, because it's worked for them for 4,000 years. But we show them situations in which this form of training might work. And we find that, and it won't come as any surprise, that all Mahouts know about positive reinforcement. There's always, in every training method, positive reinforcement. Being nice to your elephant bears rewards. But what we try and do is help them understand how to use that scientifically and to greater effect, and that's proving very successful, particularly actually in Myanmar. Also exposing them to international guests who will talk to them, who will give them feedback. But in the end, it's going to be a generational thing. It's going to be a gradual change, because it's a 4,000-year history. We're not trying to delete what the really good traditional knowledge they have, but just modify it a little bit for the modern world.
Okay. So, talking about logging, which is now being banned, and elephants are becoming redundant, and you also have to retire them after a certain age. So what do you think about using these elephants for learning, for educational purposes? Do you think that's a fruitful way of using them?
Well, I think actually every time we bring elephants and people together, we should always have an element of trying to educate the public who have come to see the elephant as to elephants' needs, conservation, how these can be, as somebody said it yesterday, ambassadors for the species, be it foreign tourists or local tourists. And then, how do you control this? Show me your bond with this elephant. How long have you been? And it gives them a hoot self-respect as well. So I think if we're going to do elephant tourism or anything along those lines, there should always be an educational element in there, based on science, so you're giving the right information, but if you're trying to educate at all times, you can't go far wrong.
Okay, thank you so much for being with us, John.
No trouble at all.
Very informative.